Hi everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek to show you yet a different gnome as I'm adding to my gnome army. I love doing gnomes on the UITC triangle board. It is my favorite thing to do with the triangles, next to, of course, a Christmas tree. But the gnomes just make me smile so much, and they are so very popular right now. So I wanted to show you yet another way you can make a gnome very, very easily. I'm going to be using this yarn, which the SKU number is at the beginning of this tutorial. I am also going to be using a large red shiny ornament from Dollar Tree. This is about a 60 millimeter ornament, and this is going to be for the nose. I have some mitts that I'm going to stuff to use to show some hands coming out of his beard. I have just a Merry Christmas sign that I'm going to see if I can get him to hold on to. But the best thing I got is this light up hat. Okay, this hat you can get at Craft Outlet, and I have put the SKU and a link to Craft Outlet at the beginning of this video. And what is awesome about this hat is the end of the ball, pom-pom, lights up all different colors. And what we're going to do is we are going to make the beard out of this wool that you can purchase from Michael's or any craft store. It's just like an eyelash wool. And we're going to slip this hat, and it's all wired so you can bend it any way you want. It's well made. It's like a velvet, and I think it's like $8. And what we're going to do is we're going to slip it right over the top of the tree board, just like so. And with his beard and his nose, done. Very easy gnome project, and the cutest ever. Like, isn't that adorable? And you could put his little pom-pom light on. It goes all different colors. Okay, so let's get started. So what I've done is I have cut pieces of cardboard to measure my wool. I have a 12-inch piece, a 14-inch piece, and a 16-inch piece. Okay, the 16-inch piece is going to be going down the center just on rows 12 and 11. This will give that beard the appearance of like a point. So the beard will go down in a point. So the middle, 12 and 11, will be 16 inches. These two beside will be 14 inches. These will be 14 inches as well. And then the end two will be 12 inches. Then row 10 and 9 are all going to be 12 inches. Okay? It sounds a little more confusing, but once I show you how to do it, you'll get the hang of it really, really fast. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I'm going to do the very middle ones. Now where the numbers are on the board, that is the middle of your triangle board. So these two are going to be 16 inches, where it says 12 and where it says 11. So what you're wanting to do is take your yarn, and hopefully it's not in a big huge knot like mine, okay? And this is just, like I said, an eyelash yarn. You can use loopy yarn. You can use, I use shelf liner. You can use all kinds of stuff for a beard. But this stuff is fairly cheap. I believe I paid $3 for it. And it makes a really realistic looking beard. You can also use fun fur and just actually literally glue on the fun fur, glue on his hat, stick on a nose, and you're done. So that is the easiest gnome to do it that way. But as crafters, we like to create things with our hands. So we're going to make a beard. So I'm going to go around this 16-inch piece of cardboard 4 times. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you can go around as many times as you'd like. That will just make the beard fuller. Okay, so if you want to go around 6 times to make a really, really full beard, that is totally up to you. I only have this one skein of yarn, so I'm going to be a little bit liberal with mine. Okay, and you're just going to zip it in, just like that. Okay, and we'll cut this one off right now because I'm going to do this next one. And this is a zip tie gun. Now, if you're going to plan on doing lots of unique creeks, you'll see I frequently use zip ties. This gun is so handy. It comes from Amazon. There is an actual link on my website under Lori's Tools that you can get this gun. It is made of metal, and I believe it's like $14.99. And what it does is it pulls the zip tie and cuts it at the same time. It is like so awesome. If you don't have a zip tie gun, you can just use wire snippers. Even the cheap wire snippers from the Dollar Tree that you can get in the floral section, they'll work just as fine as well. Just don't use your good ribbon scissors to cut zip tie bottoms off because you will dull them really fast. Okay, so we're going to do this next one above, and it is again 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm hoping it'll be full enough, and like I said, you'll be able to tell when I'm done. And I'll put in the video if 4 times was fine to make it thick enough. Okay, so our two 16-inch pieces are done. So that's it for the 16-inch. Where's my wire cutters? Okay, so the next one we're going to do is these two to the left and these two to the right are going to be 14 inches. Okay, we're going to again go around 4 times. Now I have a bunch of 12-inch cut already because rows 10 and 9 are all 12-inch. So it's much easier if I just did it ahead of time to save some time. Okay, so 14-inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now where it ends is where you're going to put the zip tie, or it in the zip tie. Now it really doesn't matter because once you start making the beard, all the yarn gets amalgamated together, so you can't even see where it's cut or anything. So it doesn't really matter which side, if it's the folded side or not that you put in. Okay, so there's our 14. Okay, and these two are going to be 12. So I'm going to do these two 14 while I have the measurer out. One, 2, 3, 4. And these gnomes, you don't even have to just use them on your door. You can actually get one of these, oops, one of these paper towel holders from the Dollar Tree. They're $1, and you can glue it. I have some glue back on here. You can glue it to the back of your board or zip tie it to the back of your board and have your gnome standing up. So that's really, really cool. So you've got a big, huge gnome. The only thing is you need it standing up where there's a ledge because the beard is going to be so long. So if you put your gnome on a mantle and had the beard hanging down the mantle, that would look just so adorable. I think I've made around, it's got to be about 10 different gnomes now. I just love, love, love making them. They're so fun. And I make different ones every time. Okay, so we got the 14s done. Okay, and I have some 12s already cut. So I'm just going to put these in. Now they're cut singular, so I'm going to have to double it. Easier said than done. There we go. So when we pull out the beard, you can see that it's looking long at the point. Now, once you put more and more wool on the beard, it will layer. So you won't see these lines in here. It'll layer and all look like one big beard, actually. This yarn really, really looks like a beard. Okay, I'm going to wrap these so we can get the first and second row done. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's easier to wrap and then put it in and trying to find the ends. So I'm going to do the other side. These two are 12. Now you could figure out how long. You can even do your beard straight across if that's what you want. It's your gnome. Oops. It's your gnome and you can do what you want to. That was pretty sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're done the first row. Okay, and then now we're gonna make sure all our zip ties are cut, the ends. Already did that one, and that one. Okay, we're done that row. So we are gonna mimic the same thing on row, oh, this one, on row 11. So we've already done the 16-inch piece. So we're gonna do 2 14 and 2 12 again. And then this rest of this is just going to be 12. One, 2, 3, 4. This is 14. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've done 2 14s. Now we're going to do 2 14 on the other side. So it really is quite easy. And then the 12 is even easier because you just measure 4 times 12 around and zip them in. Because these 2 rows above, they're just to give the fullness. They're not really giving the length of the beard. The first 2 rows are what's giving the length. So this is actually going to probably look like more like a Santa gnome than anything. Okay, well now we'll do 12. One, 2, 3, 4. For this, I usually use 6 to 8 inch zip ties, but we don't have, the wool is not bulky whatsoever, that you need a big opening between the board and the zip tie. So you could use, the heck did I do here? You could use 4 inch zip ties. So that would be the length. Always 18 pound, but you could easily, if you have some little 4 inch zip ties, they will definitely work. Use them up for this project. I actually have some somewhere. Here they are. So these are 4 inch, these are 6 inch. So you can see the size difference. The width of them are exactly the same, it's just the length that is different. Okay, so we are done 12, 12, 14, 14, 14, 14, 2 more 12. And I'll hold this up so you can see how full it's getting already. And then we'll just do our 12s. And then we'll move on to his hat. This would be an easy project for to do as family time. Get the kids to wrap the yarn, maybe even zip it. The only thing you would really have to do is use the hot glue gun for his nose and the hat. But the kids would so enjoy making this Santa gnome. And if he becomes about 2 feet tall, so it's not little either. Okay, so we're done the 2 12s. So we got the 2 rows done. Hold it up so you guys can see what we got so far. So you can see how it goes down into a point at the middle, and then it goes up just like a normal beard, Santa beard at least. Almost looks like a feathery appearance. Okay, so now we're going to do the rest of the rows, and we're going to do 12-inch pieces, and they're just to give some fullness to the beard. Okay, now I've pre-cut them already. Our beard. He is nice and full. I love it. It really, really looks like a beard. So cute. So, so cute. Okay, so now we're going to get our ornament. And the ornament is going to go right about here. And his hat's going to go over top. So what I wanted to show you for the ornament is what you're going to want to do is we want to glue, hot glue, the top of the ornament around here so that the lid doesn't come off when we zip tie it to the board. So you're just going to put some hot glue around the top of the ornament or the stem, and then you're going to put the little ornament hanger metal thing back on top. Okay, we'll just let that sit. And you can cover this with a nylon. You can paint ornaments. You can use a styrofoam ball and cut it in half and just glue the half ball on the gnome. I like to use just an ornament. It's cheap, it's easy, it's plastic. So it's good to go. Okay, his hat. Now this hat, like I said at the beginning, it is an awesome hat. It is velvet. Cut his tag off. I got this one from Craft Outlet. And I posted the link to purchase it as well. At the time that I videoed this, Craft Outlet had 40 of these in stock. So okay, so when you get this, you'll have the little light that turns on his top of his hat is here. That stays in the brim. Inside is a lining. Okay, we want to slide this. Now this is a hat a person should be wearing or wears. So there's a lining to keep it on your head. We need to just cut this lining across the bottom so it's open. Okay, so this hat will slide down farther on our tree board, and then you can tuck it back in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to slide this. Now you can put some padding on your board, some like batting or something from the fabric store. There was one gnome I used that artificial snow stuff from Dollar Tree, and I just kind of folded it up and cut it and glued it on the board. This is pretty thick, so I don't know if you need to do all that. I guess we'll see when I do this. Okay, so I'm going to slip this right down. Right, and it goes perfectly down right where we need it. Okay, so it's going past, so there's where our last row of the beard is. It's going past this last row, or the next row up from the zip ties that we have in the back. Okay, so we're gonna push this all the way down. Now the nose is gonna go, I'm gonna cut this, the whole one it goes through. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right here, right below where the polypropylene 5 is. That is the very center of that row, and that is where our nose is going to go. Okay, you could put the nose a little higher, but I'm going to try it right here, and that's usually where I put them. Now I have not used it with a pre-made hat before, so this will be trial. So I'm just going to put the zip tie in there so I remember that's where I'm going to put my nose. Okay, you want to make sure they're all your fur, your hair is hanging down properly. Okay, then you can take your glued ornament with his shiny nose, and I'm just putting it through here, but I'm not going to zip it up all the way tight because I'm not sure how loose or how tight, because his hat I want to go a little bit over his nose. So that's how normally the gnomes are. So their nose is usually tucked in right under their hat. And I'm not sure. I probably should have used a little bit more yarn. There we go. How cute is that? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to pull it down as tight as I can. And once I got it as tight as I can, and all the fur or yarn or hair is pulled right down, his light I'm going to put in the front, because when I go to turn it on, I don't want to have to take it off the door or wherever it is. Okay, I'm going to flip it over, and I've pulled it down as tight as I can. Now I'm going to get some hot glue, and I'm going to put hot glue just above this zip tied last row, just on the side here. And I'm going to do on the same side here. And once I know that is the right spot, and hold it, so you can get clothespins to hold it for you while it dries. Okay. Got fur all over. Okay, so I'm going to be able to zip tie this up a little bit more, so it's a bit tighter, and it's going to tuck right under his nose there. Is that not like adorable? So I'm going to glue the brim just above his nose as soon as this is dry. And then once we have everything in place, you can go and flip it over and go on the back and continue on the back and adding more glue. Now you can add a little bow to his hat if you want. Maybe some greenery and some red berries. Let's see what I have around here. Here's a cute bow. It's all scrunched, but that's cute as well. You can pretty much add anything you want. I'm going to leave it just like that for now until I figure out what I want to do. Okay, so I do want him to have some little hands coming out from his beard. And I picked up these little mittens. They were a 2-pack at the dollar store. They're kids' mittens. And I'm going to somehow have them come out of his beard and hold this sign. So this should be interesting because I'm going to have to attach it to the board. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to stuff these mittens with just grocery bags. They're plastic, and I like to reuse things, and I have a gazillion grocery bags. So I'm just going to stuff the mitts. Now you can use stuffing or whatever, but at least if the mitts get wet, the plastic will dry really fast, depending where you're going to put your gnome. So I'll put a little bit in his thumb. He's not, the mitts are not actually going to hold the sign. We're going to tie it to the actual frame of the Unity in the Creek frame. But we want to stuff his hand so it looks like there's actually, you know, a hand in there and not flat ones. So again, I'm just ripping up grocery bags. And kind of smush it around so it doesn't look lumpy. Got a little bit more in his thumb. Alrighty, and then we're going to glue this shut. So if you're making this for a customer or for a gift, nobody's going to know what's in there. And there we go. Okay, I like it stuffed really well. And now I'm just going to glue the actual mitten closed. Okay. And I love to use my clothespin so I don't burn my fingers. All right, so we'll do one more, the second mitt. You don't need to put the receipt in there. Oh, this must be the vegetable bag. It's got all kinds of onion skins coming out of it. Doesn't smell like onions though. Okay, a little more. I think I need this whole bag. Okay, there we go, and that's just molded so it's not lumpy. There we go, perfect. Does not actually, well, you guys can't see really, but it does actually look like there's a hand in there. Okay, this is probably sealed. Let's put some glue on the inside of this one. Now I use Gorilla Glue for everything. You want to use a good quality glue. If you're going to skimp on anything, please don't let it be the glue, because in crafting we do glue a lot, and you don't want a customer coming back because stuff is falling off the wreath. So one word of advice is never skimp on your glue. If I could say anything to anybody, that would be it. Okay, so this is just an MDF sign from Craft Outlet. I've cut the string off. I stapled it, and I just used a normal staple, but if you have a stapler gun, you just want to make sure that it's not going to go, or it's bigger than the MDF width. I literally take Dave's stapler all the time, open it up, and just smash it, and then I hot glue it. For this, you might want to add additional pipe cleaner just to make it longer, so you're not fighting with getting the sign on, because we're going to hang it from the board, and it's going to hang in front of his beard. So it will look like he's holding on to it, but he's not really. Okay, so I've just learned from doing this many times that no need to struggle. Just twist on another pipe cleaner onto your additional pipe cleaners to make a longer stem. I'm going to add just a little bit more glue on here. Okay, and let that dry. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. The mittens will be, we're going to hang from the very bottom of the board. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a pipe cleaner, and the pipe cleaner is going to go through the mitten, just at the cuff here. And you want to make sure your thumbs are up properly, that it actually looks like he's holding the sign. Now I might have to put a hole in the actual mitt, because I don't know if this is going to go through. I have my fine scissors. I had a pin. Oh, here we go. I got these little tiny scissors, so just get something fine, like a knife or whatever. We're crafters, we have all kinds of stuff. And just poke a little hole. So just give it a little help to get that pipe cleaner through. I think this is the hardest part of the project, is getting the pipe cleaner through. Maybe I'll put the scissor in and then go with the pipe cleaner as well. The problem is the pipe cleaner is bending as I'm pushing it through. Darn. I will win. Okay, that should be big enough. See, I won. I am not, it will not defeat me. So, okay, that's what you want. And you want to use white, because you don't want the pipe cleaner to be seen in his beard. Okay, so you're just going to give it a little twist here. Okay, so we're ready to put that hand on. Oh boy, I have to do this again. Okay, let's get the other one. This time I'm just going right out of the bat, making a bigger hole. That one seemed to be a little bit easier. So again, I just got these little mittens from the Dollar Tree. They came in a 2-pack. And they're just little kids' mittens. The cheapy ones that you really won't want your kids playing in the snow with, but they'll keep your hands warm. There we go. That one wasn't so bad. All right, and give it a twist. Okay, our hands are ready. Our sign is ready, I think. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna leave our nose hanging for a second. So what I'm gonna do, let's see how big this sign is. So the sign is gonna hang. Oh, I still have the pipe cleaners holding the hat on. Or not the pipe cleaners, the clothespins. Okay, let's see how far this. Okay. I'm just going to grab the whole beard just so I can see exactly where the longest point is, which is right there. So our board is right here. So our sign needs to go right about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my mittens, I'm going to put them into these 2 holes. Now I just got to make sure that the thumbs are the right way again. Okay, so you dig through this and find the last, on row 12, second last set of holes there, and go down those holes. And just give it a little twist at the back to hold it on, because we will probably have to twist it a little bit tighter once we position our sign and everything else. So you can see how it's going to just hang down there, but it's going to come out through his beard. It's going to look so super cute. And we're going to do the same thing here. So you dig down into his beard. There's the two holes right there and right there. Again, make sure your thumbs are up, because if you post a picture of it and the thumbs are wrong, people will call you out. I promise. Okay, so there we go. Our hands are in, and now we're going to put our sign in. Now our sign is going to go right, it's stuck in his beard. Our sign is going to go right down the middle. Okay, so you got your big long pipe cleaner, and what we're going to do is we're going to dig through his beard again, and we are going to find the center, which I believe is this one right here. Now you can mark the back. Right, this one right here. It's a little easier if you like mark the back, or you can just count them when you flip it over. And this is the longest piece. So this is the middle right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one side of the pipe cleaner, the other side. Now this is going to have to hang a bit. So I'm just going to kind of twist it in the back just to keep it, and then decide how far it needs to hang. Okay. Actually, it can go up a lot pretty much. Okay, so flip it over. So this is the sign, and you will have some pieces of wool coming through with you. Pull it out. Pull it out. Just keep pulling. Just keep pulling. Pulling, pulling. Oh, we got to the where we've tied it on. It's a little tricky because it likes to get stuck in the wool. Okay, let's just give it a twist and see if that is enough. So we want the fur, or his beard, to still peek out the bottom. And I think I can go up just a tad bit more. So I'm going to undo this. And the wool wants to come through too. So you got to kind of have to pull the wool out as you're pulling up your, there we go, your pipe cleaner. There we go. So it's pretty much where the original pipe cleaner was. So if you need to, you can take this pipe cleaner off once we've threaded through. That way you're not, so you can reuse that again. And then take this one off too. And that way you're not wasting a pipe cleaner, but it helps feeding it through the hole and you don't struggle. And trust me, take it from someone who has struggled with them lots of times. There we go. I'll pull some of this. It just wants to come through too. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. It's almost tight. Oh, perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just kind of tuck some of his fur, or I keep calling it fur. He's a human. He don't have fur, he's a human. Okay. Make sure this is all nice. Our sign is on. lift up your beard and make sure it's all laying nice and flat. Okay, so it looks like he's going to be holding the sign, but it's really just floating. Sorry, that's Duchess. Her friend must be outside. That's the next door neighbor dog. Okay. Oh, need some, make sure all the hair is going the correct way so you don't have any blank spots. But you can fix this as soon as you attach the mittens. Now I'm not going to glue the sign on because I've twisted it really well in the back. I will, however, glue the pipe cleaner. Okay. Now the mitts are already attached to our wreath as well, but we want it to look like he's holding it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of glue right along here and just kind of tuck it and hold it on the edge of the sign. Okay. Okay. So a little bit of glue. Again, make sure your thumbs are up the right way. Check your thumbs. This is where you check your thumbs. Okay. So it's glued here. I want to make sure it's not in any of the fur, which it's not. Okay, then I'm going to put a little bit, so it's kind of glued, I'll flip it over. It's glued on the back of the sign, but I want it looking like he's holding it, so I put a little bead of glue here, and I'm going to hold it up like this. So, you have to have a little patience here. I have no patience, so I use clothespins. So I'm just going to clamp that there so it'll stay there. And I'm going to do the other side. Again, you want to make sure all the fur, hair, whatever you want to call it, is going the right way. There's our pipe cleaner. So it is attached to the board. Okay. I have a lumpy hand. We don't want a lumpy hand. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put some glue along the cuff here. Thumbs up the right way. Lift your sign. Just place that a little. Now we want them even. Not that it really matters, but we want the hands the same. Okay. And it's glued to the back of the board, and now we're going to put a little bead just along and bring it up and get a clothespin. That one's not wide enough. There we go. And use it as a clamp. We're almost done. We just have the nose to do and we're done. I did not use a whole skein of wool, so you definitely can add more wool. So even if you want to go around 6 times for each piece, and then the last row maybe only 4 times, you'll have a really nice full beard. Okay, so we're ready to do his nose. So I'm just going to zip tie. Now this is all, I should probably put a little bit of glue, just so this little hoop on the lid of the ornament doesn't come off. And now I'm going to zip tie right there and cut your tail off. Now it's not tight, but it's enough that I can move it around, I think. And we'll glue it just over the brim of his nose right there. I think that looks so adorable. Oops. Okay, so we'll do that now. He's got a nice red shiny nose, just like Santa. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a little bit of glue just at the top of the ornament there. bring his brim and just kind of hold it up just like that. You'll have to hold it for a bit till the glue dries because you can't clamp this one. And we're done. That is easy. I'm going to go flip this over. I'm going to trim off my pipe cleaner ends and glue those so there's nothing that will scratch the door. Like I said, you can add something to his hat if you'd like. You can bend his hat any way you want. You can glue his hat down a bit, which I'm going to do. I just wanted to make sure everything was in place before I started adding like a ton of glue everywhere. I'm just gonna, where did my glue gun go again? Again, Gorilla Glue does wonders. I buy my Gorilla Glue off Amazon. So there is a link for my the Gorilla Glue I buy on my Lori's Favorite Tools. Gotta love Amazon. You can pretty much get anything. They actually have this hat as well on Amazon, but it's very pricey and it seems to be coming from China. So, like I said, Craft Outlet had a whole bunch before I started this video. I called them and made sure. I didn't want to do it unless people could actually get it. But you can use any kind of hat like this. I know our Dollarama here in Canada, they get all kinds of really fun hats for people, and those hats will work perfect on the tree form to slide it right in. And it's the perfect size, like the width, the tree board is like right there, and then it goes down. But it's got a nice wire in there that you bend it however you want. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's take all these off. Okay, and let's see if he looks like he's holding. Oh my gosh. Guys, what do you think? Oh, you can't see it. Is he not just, let's put his hat on. Yes, we've got to put his hat on. How adorable is he? Now you can bend his hat as far to the right as you want. You can keep it straight up. This does remind me of the cat and hat hat. Maybe a cat and a hat gnome, I don't know. But it's a lot of fun. And for $8, and if somebody's a gnome fanatic like me, you can definitely sell this 8-foot gnome, or 2-foot gnome for some good money. Let me hang it up so I can show you guys.